the heck just happened to the stock of Trex? It's the world's largest manufacturer of wood alternative decking and railing products. Trex makes composites that look just like real wood but require a lot less maintenance. And until yesterday, it was one of the hottest stocks around, thanks to the rally in all things housing and housing related. But when the company reported on Monday night, they disappointed Wall Street. While Trex delivered a 4-cent earnings beat off of a 68-cent basis, they had a revenue shortfall, and the guidance for next quarter was, I think, rather subdued. Management talked about 14% growth, down from 17% this past quarter. In response, the stock got hammered, plunged from 91 to 84. I don't know about this. I think Trex has been a terrific long-term performer, which is why I want to dig deeper to figure out what went wrong and if it will be fixed soon or if it isn't already. So let's check in with Jim Cline. He's the president and CEO of Trex, get a better sense of the quarter and where his company's headed. Mr. Cline, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you, sir.
Have a seat. Great to see you.
Jim, from time to time, stocks had a hiccup. Every time it's had a hiccup, I said buy because the long-term thesis is in track. It's intact. Your product's better than wood. It's cheaper long-term in terms of maintenance. It's made of things that the millennials want it to be made of. It cuts down on pollution. None of that's changed, right?
None of it's changed. The long-term opportunity is still there. We're still 95% recycled content. So the story is strong.
Okay, so in the conference call, you said commercial products, net sales from commercial products was below our expectations in part due to market conditions and in part to the uneven nature of that business. And that said to me, well, wait a second, maybe I'm too bullish.
Well, you got to remember that this is a very small portion of our product portfolio, only about 6 or 7%. It does not drive the earnings as the residential does. Residential is repair and remodeling, not new construction. 90%, 95% repair and remodeling.
Okay, well, talk to me about you had significant capacity investments, and how long do you expect that increased capacity can support Trex's long-term growth?
Well, the capacity we're putting on has started to come online, but most of it comes online in 2021, early 2021. Okay. So we're building that capacity for the future. We introduce new products. The demand for those new products is far stronger than what we'd anticipated.
Okay.
And we see a super opportunity for a long-term run with the stock.
Now, every time you've been on, you've been talking about the real competition is wood, but there are now some other players with some capital. And are they nipping at your heels, or is the business so big that we shouldn't worry about competitors to Trex?
Well, I do focus on wood. That is the largest opportunity. About 84% of the lineal feet sold is wood.
Right.
So focusing on a competitor is not really helpful in my mind.
Okay, that's important for me because I am thinking margins were a little bit under pressure. Maybe that was because of price cutting, but it also just because you're expanding so fast that sometimes that happens.
Well, it does, and we had margin expansion for the second quarter. We see the fourth quarter as being another strong quarter for Trex, and we've guided 2020 as being a high-growth year for us, double-digit.
Now, I just had a nice interview with Jim Fitterling. He's the CEO of Dow, and he's just a terrific guy. And I approached the idea that, you know what, these younger money managers are different from you and me, Jim. They think plastic, and they say, you know what? I don't care if it's good. They're not going to buy it. When you meet younger managers, are there people who say, you know what? I want to buy this because this is the future?
Well, I think there's two things that the younger managers see. Number one, they like the recycled content that we have. That is a big plus. The other thing they see is millennials look for the same thing baby boomers look for. They don't want to maintain that deck. We offer that opportunity.
Now, when we talk about the recycled, I wasn't clear whether there was there cost pressure on recycled? You said at one point in the call it seemed like that your costs were elevated to get the stuff that you use to recycle.
No, the recycled material's actually been a slow drift downwards.
Okay.
Either because of the Chinese getting out of the acquisition of plastics, letting it come into their country, but probably equally as important, we've been more selective in the type of plastics we buy.
Okay. Now, every time you've come on, you've had new uses, new things, stadiums you've done planking all over the place. What's the new stuff for Trex? What are you thinking about now that people didn't think that Trex could be in?
Well, the opening price point product, it sells at $1.75 at major retailers. It is taking the category by storm. Our competition have introduced products similar to ours, but they're priced a little bit higher. And we think that's where a lot of the growth will come in the near term.
Now, how about the lower interest rates? Because we're finally seeing, I mean, there were mortgage purchase numbers just this morning that showed me that people should stop doubting what happens when rates come down. It's good for housing.
It's absolutely good for housing. People have a little bit more money in their pockets, so repair and remodeling comes top of mind to them.
And when they repair and remodel, I mean, for instance, I've got a deck that I switched to Trex. Are they? How many of these people are coming in and saying, you know what, it's worth the investment? Because Carol Tomei used to be the CFO of Home Depot. She always told me, listen, there's expense and there's invest. And that as soon as you think your house is going to go up in value, you're not expensing, you're investing. Are people investing in their home with Trex?
We're seeing more and more of that, in particular at the opening price point level and the mid price point level.
Okay.
They like to be able to get into that ultra low maintenance and not have to worry about replacing that wooden deck in 10 years.
Now, also, I'm trying to figure out whether when I see a stadium, should I presume now that what looks like wood is Trex?
Not in the stadiums yet. There are a couple of stadiums that are putting up like beer gardens, and they are using Trex material for that.
Why haven't they used it? I mean, this is to me the most natural one. A stadium, I just don't understand. Trex is longer lasting. It's better than plastic. It looks fabulous. People care about this stuff.
They do, and it's easy to clean up. So it's a great play for industrial applications or, for example, the stadiums.
Well, I got to tell you, I think that a lot of times what's happened in this market is people are nitpicking. And to me, it sounds like the story is as great as ever. I've been behind it because I have to candidly, my two kids love the recycle aspect. I like the fact that I use the decking and it works. And I want to thank you so much for coming on. That's Jim Cline. He's president and CEO of Trex. I don't know if you have a house and you haven't used it. I don't know what you're doing. Mad Money's back after the break.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.